Hey, welcome back to the channel, man, because if you really look at it, BTB Savage had to have gotten followed home from the Best Buy. Because if you really know about BTB Savage, all the people who actually been paying attention to him since way back, like since that first time, you would know that this dude be a big time scammer. So he went to the Best Buy because he had that play where you could get the iPhones and you could get the laptops, the MacBooks and everything on the finesse. So he knows that he's going to get it for the free 99 5-finger discount because of the way that they do the skimming and everything and the swipers. So he tells this dude, this is all alleged. He tells this dude to meet him at the Best Buy because he's going to have to sell the phones and the laptop to somebody to get the cash from it. That's how he has all that cash money, is because he gets the product, like the phone, he gets the laptop, the computers, the game systems, the TVs, right? And then they go and flip that for bread. Everybody knows this. This is 2023. If you don't know about this stuff, you've been living under a rock because it's been happening this whole entire time. We've all been in lockdown. So now watch this whole video. Subscribe to the channel if you new. Once the dude met him at the Best Buy, he went into they like met. He parked next to them and everything like that. And now remember, BTB Savage drives the CLS 550. And so the thing about it is that it's only so few of the people who be whipping that. So they knew exactly to park next to him. Now, little did he know, they had backup across the parking lot watching the whole thing go down. And they really was both trying to hit a lick and rob each other because he had a whole dummy iPhone and laptop set up where it was a piece of wood inside the box, but the box is all sealed up and everything. So by the time the people he gives it to actually open it up and see it, he's already going to be gone by the time they realize that it's not an actual iPhone in there. It's a rock that he found outside that's in a rectangle shape. They be putting bricks, rocks, and weights and wood and all that stuff inside, making it seem like it's the phone or laptop. And so then they knew, okay, just in case that happened, they followed him because they know that BTB Savage is going to go home to secure the bag or do something. So he went on his way back to the crib to get the whole, stash everything, right? He has to stash away the stuff in the safe. But they already knew. They got mad and found out that he finessed them and put the pieces of wood and rocks inside the iPhone cases. And so they instantly opened up because he thought they were going to sell the iPhones he got from Best Buy. BTB Savage didn't expect them to open the whole package right then and there. So when they got the box in their hand, they already gave him the bread. They open it before he even leave the parking lot. They already noticed that they got scammed. So they go chasing after him and they turn in this and that, but they're really tailing him. And so anybody that knows anything about some tailing, following, it's a difference between when you're getting followed and when you're getting tailed. If somebody's following you, they're close. They might be the car right behind you. But if somebody's tailing you, that means they're like 3-4 cars deep in the and back, and they also in the other lane, and they might even like act like they lost you and let you make a certain turn, but they'll catch up to you later because they probably know the ways of the roads more than you do, because it's always people who are professional drivers who be, you know, the chauffeurs, the limo guys, the private Ubers, the same guys that drop off BTB Savage to the club when he's trying to be low key with his date is the same drivers that they probably got to have him tail him and everything like that, because everybody knows everybody and they all working in the same circle, like they all messing with each other. If somebody need a ride to go to the plug, it's the same guy who's gonna give him a ride. And so they all got the go-to people, and that's how they got him, because BTB Savage made the mistake by trusting some people without knowing that they actually is related and tied to the guys that he already was into it with and had a problem with. And that the fact that the last dude that came in his house and him and his girlfriend had to go through that situation, those guys that was also there or know him is actually close to the people that he was trying to meet up with at the Best Buy. So once he left the Best Buy everybody started following him from there, and they just waited until he pulled up and stopped somewhere. He was about to back into a parking spot right after waiting for a whole bunch of people to turn. So it slowed him down into where the people who was tailing him caught up to him. And that whole street, once the cars started going into their side roads, it was only BTB Savage's CLS 550 and the dudes who was following him. They said they was in a black Mitsubishi or a Subaru, one of them other manufacturer cars where nobody's really driving. Nobody in the hood is driving Subarus and Mitsubishis like that. So what y'all got to understand is that they already planned this, because they even picked a car that was so low key that even the feds themselves didn't even know what it was, whether it was a Mitsubishi or a Subaru. Anytime somebody's in them foreign cars, but it's not like the foreign luxury, it's like a foreign car, but you just don't even recognize it. That's what they always be using when they're pulling up on people, when they want to actually go to somebody's hood, if they're going to drive by, whatever the way that it was. And so it's a sad situation, really, and it makes Houston look bad. And that's why the HPD and the feds is working together on this, because BTB Savage could have possibly allegedly been a federal informant, because he caught that case with the $1 million that he did, that $1 million swiping case that he caught. Man, they got him, and he did do some, he did get in trouble for that, but they weren't just going to let him get a slap on the wrist and get off on a clean slate. Because what y'all got to understand is that that was a white collar crime he did. So it's already less years. So they weren't just going to let him finesse them into him doing the $1 million thing and then him getting out after only just like 2 years or something. They was not going to let that happen. So they made him be the informant, allegedly, if that's what it really is, because they saying that it don't make sense why the feds are on the case unless he got something to do with working with them, because they don't play about their informants. And it's already people who are saying that they believe it, that it makes more sense that he could have been working with the feds, and that's why they got him working this. Because normally they didn't have the feds working when the Migos situation went on, when the Takeoff thing happened, when the Zero thing, when the Desto Lotto, Lil Uzi's artist, and all those people with the Dolph, the Govan. But for this guy, they do. What makes this guy so special is the question that you got to ask yourself next. What makes BTB Savage, whatever he was doing, such at a high alarming rate or so special to the where they got to bring the feds in? And so people are thinking it's the switches. People are thinking it's other things, this, and that. Maybe people he knows. But it really got to come down to the fact that he could have really been telling and setting up other people to go down for this. That's why he's still meeting folks at Best Buy. That's why he's still pulling the Best Buy plays. Like, what y'all got to understand is that this dude, after getting caught the first time, wouldn't still be doing the same thing he was doing after getting out the feds if he wasn't allowed to do what he did, or if he wasn't doing it to catch somebody else. Like, you know how all the time that they will set up sting operations and they will sell to you or buy from you or do whatever, and, do whatever thing it is to get the person caught up, is that they'll play the same game. So that's how BTB Savage was still doing the same moves at the Best Buy and flipping the phones and trying to get rid of the laptops and everything before they found out that he wasn't even supposed to get out the door with it. And so he wanted to keep doing that because they either offered him a better deal. He must have got some money being paid out of it, because a lot of times too, if they already served time and did the time and the crime and all that stuff, then the only thing left is to basically give him some money and leniency and protection and things like that. That's how he was able to actually survive in Houston as long as he did. But once he made that post, and even the feds knew that he posted that picture because they already watching him on a live stream and everything. And so they knew that he crossed the line by doing that, and that it was really just going to make the people who was already after him trying to get him for real this time. And so BTB Savage, man, this is crazy. It keeps getting deeper and deeper, because at first you just thought it was some, like random little altercation beef they had. But then you start looking into it like, wait, how did he get the $1 million case? Then he gets out of that situation. Then he beats the case where he actually upped on dude and sent him up, and really his girl did that. So he gets off of that case, off of a body, like he beat a case with a body on it. You gotta have some type of special privileges. He gotta be an agent himself at that point, allegedly. So now what's going on is that if he gets away with all that, then ain't no way he's just some regular person. And it's just a matter of time until everything ended up catching up, because people probably knew this. And so it happened the way it happened. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment down below. Peace.